Hi, I'm David. Welcome to another episode of Changing Times. Our guest is May, who is a mother who manages and supports her daughter Maya with her design business, House of Maiya. Please enjoy and stay safe. Hi, mate. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, David. How are you?
I'm very well. We're doing okay. So,
Good.
first of all, tell everyone what is your business.
Okay. Well, I'll try and keep it short. It's a long story, but basically,
But
our
I'll
our
give you once.
our business is a small fashion design business. It's a sustainable fashion, and we've been doing it now for about, I would say, almost just 6.5 years, maybe. Um, and it started out actually as my daughter's hobby when she was 10. And she started designing dresses. And we combined a passion for recycling and designing dresses. And she's because she was only 10, we started to use a lot of stuff, household, everyday things that were around the house to create some of her designs. So anyway, it just snowballed because she entered a small competition, a modeling competition, when she was 10, a children's one, very small, no big deal, because I wouldn't have been into that at all. Fashion, and I like fashion, but the modeling thing, I wouldn't have been into it for her. And so anyway, she had to do a creative piece, so we thought, well, okay, make one of your. So at the time, I didn't sew, she wasn't sewing, she was just drawing. And so we got a local dressmaker to make her dresses, and she won. She came first. And then they invited her back. They invited her then to take part in an actual competition with upcoming young designers from the design colleges here in Ireland. And she didn't win that one, but someone from a magazine picked her up and thought it was amazing that she was making these clothes. And it just went from there. It's just, she's been in Vogue. She's been at New York Fashion Week. I had to learn how to sew to help her make her designs. And then it just went from there. Then we started getting into the industry that way. So she's just 17 last week. So that's how long she's been doing it now.
Well, and for you especially to see that talent in her and not discourage it is amazing.
Yeah. Well, it was her passion, it was it was just something that she was interested in. She also is very interested in becoming a vet, and she loves horses. And so I just let them, I've kind of come to the mind of, I think that young people have amazing minds if we allow them to let those minds develop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously with all the pandemic and lockdown and stuff, it's very similar to over here in England than it is in Ireland. How has that affected the business and your daily lives?
I would say at the beginning, the first couple of weeks, it was more difficult because I myself have a compromised immune system because I had breast cancer just after we opened our business, and so I had a bit of lung damage because of that.
Yeah.
So it meant that we had to be super careful in the house, anything coming in. So I was like a lunatic for the first few weeks, cleaning everything that came in. But as regards our business, actually, I always think that everything is a great opportunity, no matter what. There's opportunity everywhere you look. Even talking to someone at the bus stop, you just don't know what's going to happen. And that's how our business developed. So basically, what we did was we got involved with a group here. A friend of mine contacted me from America because we do a lot of business there. And she told me that Governor Cuomo was looking for people to make masks because there was a shortage of masks, as you know. So, and he was tweeting this out and asking people to contact him directly through his Instagram. So we contacted him. And as a result of that, I downloaded the mask making regulations and the pad from the CDC website so that we knew exactly. Anyway, I just posted it up on my Facebook and I left it there. Anyone interested, here's the pattern, send them over. They're looking for whatever. And I didn't pay any attention to it after that because I was actually had a little bit of a lung problem at the time. But eventually, anyway, I noticed this post came on my Facebook, and it's these ladies who got together. They're women from all over Ireland. There's over 500 or 600 people, women who sew from all over Ireland, and they're sewing masks. They're called Masks for Ireland. And then I got involved with. I said, okay, you know what? We can help. We can sew, and so that's what we're doing. And it's donation. So people, I got involved in one of the subgroups here in our area where we live, and it's like, let's say, our county.
Yeah.
And so far, those women have they've organised that loads of fabric shops here give fabric for either for free or for a very low price. There's a delivery service who delivers the fabric to each of the people that are sewing, because we're all doing it in our own homes.
Yeah.
They deliver. So there's a whole delivery service. Now we have little collection boxes. There are people donating from all over the place, and there's thousands of masks going out on a regular week. Yeah. So that's what we got involved in. So as a result of that, they all go free to people, healthcare workers and people who are working with the vulnerable who need them. So that's one aspect. We were also asked to do masks then for one of our partners in America for the homeless people there and vulnerable people there. So we do our own masks for them, but we have to do a specific pattern of a mask with the people who are doing Masks for Ireland. So, and then we're doing virtual photo shoots, and I'm going to be honest and saying the last couple of weeks has been busy, and it's like, so you just have to pivot. It's a good opportunity, I think, for people to pivot their business at this time.
Yeah. And luckily, because on normal circumstances, some people would think you couldn't with the industry that you're in, but because you're in the fashion industry and you do work with textiles, you can adapt your business to be able to sustain the current demand.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, and you mentioned it earlier, David, is that it's given us time. Because as you know yourself, probably, when you're in the industry, like your events management, or you're in the fashion industry, you're always against timelines, and you're having to work at a very fast pace to get things done. And sometimes you don't have time to do the things you really want to do. So this has given us time, I feel, to really focus on what we want to do.
Right.
And because ours is about, like, we do upcycling, recycling, and we look for sustainable fabrics. So it's allowed us the opportunity and the time to network with other people that we really want to network with and work with. So I think it's also an amazing networking opportunity at the moment for. And there are so many, like I've joined so many groups during this time. It's not even funny, and I'm learning so much. So it's a great time to upskill also.
Yeah. So as far as, obviously you're so busy and stuff like that, have you been, instead of the donation side and giving side, have you been just on the retail side as well with the masks, or you're just concentrating on the giving?
No, we've been concentrating on the giving, but what we're going to do is, I'm thinking that the masks that we've been asked for, the ones with the giving, with Masks for Ireland, that's one pattern. Every sewist follows that pattern. That's specifically for that group. But we have our own pattern with our own masks. So we'll send those to the homeless in America, and whoever wants them, homeless anywhere. But what we will probably do also is try and sell some, and a percentage then will go to, the charity or whatever, and then we would take a little bit just to fund us making more, because we're not really at this time. I feel, yes, we all have to make a bit of money, but at the same time, it's more about getting through this pandemic and, getting through the situation.
That's it. So, have you been able to, obviously, the business has been going on for about 6.5 years, and the success has been amazing for you guys, and it's proven that with the community that you created to do the maths and stuff. Have you been able to reflect on what was before the pandemic, on your achievements, and what would you have changed anything?
I think that and that's actually a really interesting question because I have been reflecting on that a lot. And when we set up at the beginning, our intention was always that it would serve the community and that we're not just a fashion business. It's like my daughter, for instance, who began the business, Maya, and she's actually partners with a group in a big organization based in America, and they were founded by Native American people over there, and basically they are about climate change. So when we started the business, it was to try and make a difference in the fashion industry because the fashion industry itself is one of, I think it's the second largest contributors to climate change, and destruction of the earth. So we wanted to make a bit of a difference. And also it was about, I think that we were in between being a social enterprise and being a business.
Yeah.
And that was the sort of always the little sort of which one are we going to be. And so I think that we started off wanting to be a social enterprise, and then you start becoming more of a business, but really our roots are social enterprise. So that's where our roots are. So it's given us a chance to say, no, we actually, this is what we want to do with our business. It's always been about giving something else.
So as far as like your direction for the future,
Yeah.
are you gonna be obviously with the clothing range that's gonna continue, and I'm sure now with obviously the time that you've had, creative have been a lot more and designs have been coming out more. Are you going to continue the math side? Because I feel over time they're going to be needed now continually.
Yeah, I think that will be one element, but I think the way House of Maya works is House of Maya, we have a lot of, say, high fashion. So that's how it started off with dresses, catwalk, that kind of thing. And then obviously it had to take the turn to fund that as well because there's. So she also does like an urban kind of brand, which is called Mischievous Clothing, and that's what we're launching at the moment. And that's for a younger demographic, and it's more kind of casual wear. And the masks will be another element.
Yeah.
So we will continue as long as there's a need for it. We'll continue. If there's no need, then we won't.
Have you had to adapt the way you run the business on the running, because obviously we were able to go out and do things? Have you been able to adapt? Obviously, you've been successful in doing so.
Yeah, well, I think the main thing is that we did have a studio, but I actually became quite ill about a year ago, and so we gave up the studio anyway because, as I said, I had an illness, and when you have an illness like that, your first thing that comes into your head is, okay, I have to do this, and this, and I have to get everything done before anything might happen.
Yes.
So I super positive mode and did 101 things, and then had a little kind of you know it was just like, okay, you need to stop that now. So we had already been making changes in our business, and also I think one thing that I felt was that our focus wasn't in just one direction. We were being pulled in many directions, and it really gave us the opportunity to stop
Yeah.
and say, we need to really focus on the direction that we want to be in, because we can't really help anyone else until we have a strong foundation here. So, but we're fortunate, to be honest, David, in that a lot of the stuff that we do and a lot of our work has always been online. We're now redeveloping our website because our website was a little bit outdated. So we're redeveloping the website to much cleaner, easier, user-friendly website.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. We're fortunate that everything has been online, and we're sort of able to work from any space that we want to, and that has always been an intention anyway. So that if anything shit hits the fan, we can work from anywhere, and we always have an online presence. And a lot of our customers are abroad, so
Yeah. So, can you take any positives? I'm sure you've got loads of positives from this experience.
yeah.
So please share them with us, and cause I'm hoping for people that are watching this, maybe other designers and manufacturers can be inspired and do what you're doing.
Yeah. The positives I would say are, if I was giving advice to anybody, network the hell out of everything now that when you can, because people have time. Set up some YouTube channels, because, or Instagram, Instagram Live, whatever it is. People have now got time. I tell this to everyone. My son has just started a business, and I told him, get a channel, get on, get seen.
Yeah.
Kids have time to look at you. Other designers are now, there's loads of designers out there at the moment setting up all sorts of groups so that you can get advice from other people. You're learning all of the time, so it's a great time to upskill. And just keep your business going and network. That would be that's what I say to everybody. Network the hell out of this time right now.
But I think what you're doing, especially with the community and abroad, is an amazing. And was that always your vision for the business in the when you first started? Was, like you said, you wanted to be a more community based business, but did you ever
Yeah.
imagine it going as big as it did, as it
Uh,
has?
well, yeah, yes and no. We never, it started off as a hobby. I never was a designer. I didn't want to be a designer. I have, my background is in theater, and I'm used to, set design and costume design and that kind of thing. But so I was able to help in certain ways with but I had to learn on my feet. Like, we had to learn as we went and get mentors. And basically, I know I keep talking about the networking thing, but to me, it's been the thing that has gotten us to where we are, or the level that we've gotten to, because it was one thing. I write for magazines as well, and I knew the power of good public relations and the power of networking with people and building good relationship with the people that you work with. That was always the people that Maya started off with. We still will always make sure we mention those people, because they're there at the start. So I think your customer base, the people who support you, it's really important. What we did when we started off was, when we opened our studio, we had about 7 or 8 other designers in the studio with us, so that we could showcase their designs and have a space where everyone could work. And that was really what we always wanted to do. Now, as I said, we've been pivoting, because I think you're changing all the time. Your business is always going to evolve and change.
Yeah.
But we also knew that because of the type of business that we had, that it was never about, let's just have a fashion business. It was about, how can our fashion business impact in the world around us? How can we use it to create change? That's really what it was about, seriously. So what we did was, we were watching all the events of Standing Rock. I don't know if you remember that, when indigenous people were in America, and they were standing against the oil companies, and it was a big protest, a peaceful protest that went on forever. It went on for ages, and it still is ongoing. But we were watching that one day, and I thought, how can we help that movement? How can we help? Because it's something that we really believe in. They were protecting water. Water is so essential. To me, it was a global issue. It wasn't just about that one part of the world.
Yeah.
So we reached out, and we ended up contacting the organization that I told you, called Earth Guardians, and we partnered with them. So we really have this massive sort of global organization that we're partnered with, so that Maya is part of their process. She's sort of their representative here in Ireland, but also it means that if we do a specific line, then donations, or a percentage of what we make, goes to them. So it helps other people around the world. It's not just about us.
So for everyone that's watching this, where can they find you? What social media platforms, website, anything? Where can we get you?
The website is just, we're doing a new one, so I won't say the website, but they can find us. House of Maiya is on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on Twitter, we're on Pinterest, we're on LinkedIn. So any of the social media platforms, they just have to look for House of Maiya, and it's Maya with Maiya.
No, that's brilliant, and thank you so much for your time and doing this, and I hope that people watching this are inspired and to think what they can do.
Absolutely, and please, if it is about inspiring people, please remember that this girl was 10 years old when she started, and now she has a fashion brand, and she's been, reached the highest of the high that she could go, really, to be honest. So don't ever let anything stand in your way. Just, if you have an idea, just do it. That's what I would say. Just do it. Find people who can support it and do it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
See you soon.
All right, bye bye. Take care.